All right. So it's the age-old question. To wreck or not to wreck?
Yeah.
I don't mean my car. I don't mean a bike. Talking here, good old fashioned softball, maybe even baseball too. But if you're doing a travel team, a year round travel team, do
Hmm.
you also invest in some rec, or do you just do solely travel or solely rec?
Yeah.
How do we know?
So this is my third year in travel ball. In the first 2 years, we did travel and rec. And I think it worked then,
Uh-huh.
um, just to get in like the extra reps, extra pitching time, extra hitting. But I think they reach a certain point where it isn't as beneficial. So at this point, I feel like the extra reps aren't helping. Um,
Yeah.
in terms of like what you're getting out of it. So this year, they've really been practicing year round for travel.
Yeah.
There's really been no breaks. So a minimum of twice a week they're practicing, plus outside lessons. So like once a week, there's hitting or pitching lessons.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so that rec just doesn't seem as valuable when it's not as competitive.
Yeah, I think age
Yeah,
plays a factor here. So if we were talking, this is Harper's second year of travel, but if we're talking 3 years ago, even, it's what, like 8 years old
yeah,
versus now they're 11 playing
yeah,
against second year 12U. Um, an 8-year-old team is still going to be very new at what they're,
yeah,
most of the girls on there are going to be very new, or kids even in general are going to be very new. You'll probably have a couple of them that just naturally get what's going on and kind of pick up the
yeah,
game and get moving. But as a cohesive team, I don't even think their brains are developed to be able to see it as the whole picture as well
yeah,
as they do at 11, 12, and above. So I could see we're going to go into rec because they just need to be in this game as much as possible just to see
yeah.
what different plays happen, what the rules are. Cause you could tell them the rules, but until like, I remember Harper, her first drop third, and she was just like, I'm out. But I struck out. And they're like, yeah, but if the catcher drops the
Mhm.
ball, you can run. It took her like two times of that happening for her to really get like, oh,
Yeah,
like, I now also have to pay attention behind me, like,
yeah,
and she wouldn't you could have told her that 100 times until you're blue in the face, but if you don't experience it, those reps are
yeah,
and she learned that in rec more than she learned it in travel. So for her, like, last
yeah,
year or whatever, I guess it was last year, those reps were helpful for her. 2
mhm,
years ago, it might have been. Um, those were helpful. But then as she was getting older and she was getting more fine-tuned, like she's not necessarily learning the rules of the game anymore. She knows the basic rules, but she just needs to fine-tune the chemistry with the team. And so the rec was kind of you'd get different opinions on coaching styles, like
mhm.
what they should do. Not saying either of them was wrong, but it gets confusing
Yeah,
if you hear one coach telling you to do it this way and then another coach telling you to do it the other way, like where does your loyalty go? Because you're not you're not easily going to be able to say, "Oh, I only do this in rec and I only do this in travel." Like when you're
Yeah,
in the moment, it's muscle memory.
yeah,
Um, so I do see the validity in making, making a pathway of
yeah,
which way to go. Um, I I I feel like I can see why some girls would still do both as they get older, but it gets harder for me to um really commit to, yeah, be on as many teams as you can be on.
yeah. I think there's value in it if you're getting good reps out of it. So, like,
Yeah.
for example, on our team, we have lots of pitchers. So, if you're not
Mhm.
getting a ton of pitching time in travel, well, rec could be great because you can get lots of practice it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how I felt before is that McKenna would get lots of reps at rec for pitching. So if anything else, she's pitching and getting those reps in and building that muscle memory. So I do get that. Um, but also I know at moments she found it frustrating when other girls weren't as committed to
Yeah.
the sport as she was used to on travel.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's just at some point, I think you have to weigh the pros and the cons of doing both. And I this year, I really felt like she's getting plenty of reps just doing travel
Mhm.
and our outside lessons and working at home.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you have those outside lessons, that's huge too, especially if whoever's doing those lessons is tuned in with your coach, and then you're getting
Mhm.
similar goals, like you're hitting similar goals in similar ways.
Yeah,
I guess if you're doing rec and you have maybe your travel coach or coach or assistant coach or whatever, tech that you might have on your travel team is also coaching your rec team. You might have more
yeah,
continuity, or if there's similar styles in general, like they don't necessarily have to be affiliated with your team. But I could see if this, the logistics are all kind of similar, I could see there being a benefit because then your quality reps, it's not the practice makes perfect, it's perfect
yeah,
practice makes
yeah,
perfect. If you're practicing bad reps, you're gonna get
yeah.
into you're just gonna get into a quandary. I think you're gonna end up in some aspects, you might end up going backwards, and in other ways, you may end up pushing it forward a little bit. But I guess it depends
That's
on your
true.
position.
Yeah. And I will say, though, I can also see people wanting to do rec because there's no pressure at rec. So
Hmm.
if you're at travel and it's serious all the time and you're feeling lots of pressure, then going to rec is okay. Well, now I don't have any pressure and I'm just playing, for fun. Um,
Yeah,
I don't have to be stressed when I'm there, um,
yeah.
if that
It's like
makes
a
sense. And like to build your confidence.
hmm
So if you're struggling with your confidence, like that would also be a good way for you to just go into rec and kind of not have the pressure be on you, build your confidence. So I, I don't know. I guess I could go either way, honestly. Like I feel like that's what the summer league does for McKenna. Is it really
hmm
just like she doesn't have pressure there, and so
Okay.
she's just having fun.
Yeah, I'm curious. This is Harper's first time doing summer league, so I'm curious to see how it goes for her. It sounds like she's got McKenna on her team and a couple other
Yeah.
girls that she knows, so she's excited about that. I think it's always exciting just to kind of see a new dynamic and see
Yeah.
how that plays out. Uh, Harper has a short fuse, kind of similar to me. So sometimes it can be frustrating if people aren't taking it as serious.
Yeah.
But hopefully if she goes in like knowing, hey, this is purely just you can kind of experiment a little bit more. Maybe you can take
Yeah.
risks that you might not be willing to take in
Yep.
travel because you don't want to like make that big mistake. Um, I could see where that rec opportunity and even camps, like, going to camps too, because it's
Mhm.
like being able to try new things without, if you mess
Yeah.
it up, it costing you the whole tournament
Yeah.
or whatever the case might be. Um, yeah, I could see all that. It's a tough call. I guess
It is.
also the big one for us, I mean, regardless of however many reps or, the different coaching styles, it was the schedule. It was
Yeah.
definitely tough to decide what the priority is. The obvious answer would be travel because you signed up for that and that was your first tier priority, for the full year. But at the same token, you're signing up for rec, and that is also a team. So
Yeah.
how do you tell that team
Yep.
you're not you're
Yeah.
not going to get my attention and my time this game or this practice or whatever? And it happens all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
girls are in multiple different sports and boys are in multiple different sports. So I've even when I wasn't in sports and I was in high school myself and middle school, I would do the school play, I would do band, I would do dance, and all of those would overlap at some point, and
Mhm.
someone would have to get the short end of the stick, and it would
Yep.
come down to like which performance was first. So I needed to be at those rehearsals for that
Yeah.
performance. And then I'd go to other rehearsals for the later performances and just try to catch up.
Yeah.
Was that the best choice? I don't know. I think sometimes I look at myself and I say yes to everything and then I've learned to overlap
Yeah.
so much stuff that I multitask that
Yeah.
I've even been called out on like, hey, focus on one thing at a time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
can't.
how to.
Yeah. I can't.
I don't think I can sit still that long. Like I need six
Yeah.
things happening at once or it doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Like so I guess it's not a new thing to have to try and figure that stuff out. But you know, it's a tough choice. I see both sides of the
Yeah.
coin. I think it's probably very individualized. If you're on a travel team and you've got a lot of girls doing both, and then you have a lot of disruption to your roster, that can be frustrating. Because
Yeah.
how do you plan for a game or a scrimmage or anything like that, or even practice if
Yeah.
at any moment X number of girls are going to be gone?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh,
I see both sides of it, and it's the right answer is.
probably isn't a right answer. It's
Yeah.
obviously personal choice and personal preference, and I could see it being a rough one. I wonder though. I wonder the percentage. I don't know this. Things for people to let me know. Of travel teams or clubs, like the elite clubs or whatever, how many of them are very exclusive where you have to pick one or the other? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back again to me being old. But when I was younger and I did like marching band, I wanted to actually play field hockey too. I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
field hockey looks really fun. But it was a winter sport or a fall sport. And it was the same time as marching band. And it was nope, you pick one, you're dedicated to it, you got to stick to
Yeah.
it, you don't do anything else. And then it seemed like a shift happened sometime when I went to college, like it was a
Mm,
very quick turnaround that when I basically got into um, teaching marching bands and assisting marching bands, that there was all these dual athletes out there. Like there'd be girls
mm,
spinning flags in their soccer getup, and the like football player at halftime would put a tuba on and start playing the tuba, like
yeah,
so all of a sudden coaches and directors and teachers started to communicate and they if they could now certain things you couldn't help but overlap,
yeah,
but if they could they would try to make rehearsals at different times and practices at different times so that they could go back and that kid was going back to back on
yeah,
things. But there was a huge cultural shift that you were no longer exclusive. You needed to be like a triple threat where you needed
yeah.
to be to show maybe it was a
Do
college
all the
resume
things.
thing,
Yeah,
right? Like that you with like AP courses, right? Because 4.0 isn't even a thing anymore.
yeah,
Like if you're trying to get a good GPA, it's got to be like 4 point anything else with all the extra
yeah,
credits and stuff. And so you had to be a leadership in this and you have to do, you had to do all the things and they can overlap now. So
yeah,
I'm curious if there are teams that are kind of rolling it back and it's like, hey, if you're going to be here, you got to be here. We're not trying to do multiple things at once.
yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that I feel like a lot of kids these days do more than one sport,
We'll see. I'll Google it.
and
How
it has to
many?
be like at some you have to be accommodating to some extent.
I would think, well, I could see out of season. Like if we're doing
Yeah,
winter conditioning and you want to do basketball because it's a winter sport, then I could see being accommodating there because you're not really competing with like,
yeah,
I think of softball as a spring sport, to be honest. Like fall ball totally blew my mind that that was even a thing. But I could see being dual when you're out of season, but I
yeah.
don't know.
Hmm.
Let's see. Whoa, I'm gonna show you my Google. This was not what I was expecting.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. This is very interesting. So it says the vast majority, nearly 95 to 100% of competitive travel ball teams forbid their players from simultaneously playing recreational ball. Because
Oh,
travel ball requires high time and financial commitments, focuses on specialized training, and relies on weekend tournaments, these teams typically enforce exclusivity. So that's
hmm.
Reddit telling us that. Why travel teams require it, injury prevention and overuse, which I feel like
That
that's a
makes sense.
baseball thing. But
Yeah.
yes. Although we had a bunch of girls getting hurt even before rec ball.
Yep. That's true.
Scheduling conflict, we just said that, and the skills gap.
Yep.
Wow. Many local little leagues and town rec programs strictly prohibit travel ball players from joining the rec leagues for fairness. Wow. It must be
The
Uh,
big
he,
thing.
we we must be in like the minority out here that
I guess.
local mandates. Some small town leagues struggle for numbers, so they use it require. That's those are your teams that require rec.
Mm.
And then fall ball off season. We hit them all. We just
All
said it.
right.
Look at that.
Well,
Interesting. I would not have thought. Now it's Reddit. I didn't get a chance to like totally deep dive and that's not just some
yes.
random person saying it. But, uh, judging by the other responses on there too, I could
Yeah.
see it being a pretty high number.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I don't know around here. It seems like a lot of people around here do travel and rec, and
Yeah.
It's just recently starting to become and maybe it's just their age too,
Maybe it could be.
that
Yeah.
we're transitioning into higher caliber. So when you're 8 or 9 and you're playing, you're probably not gonna be overusing your arm at
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
You're just naturally a little more flexible anyway. But now that once you turn 13, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure once you turn 13, your bones like start solidifying more.
Mm,
And so I could see those injuries becoming
yeah.
more prevalent, like more your body is starting to get, not little kid and turning into adult.
Yeah.
I could see how those injuries could happen more with the older kids.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I feel like the biggest conflict for rec and travel is all stars.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know much about All Stars. We didn't do it last year, for many reasons. And then the year before, Harper was still very new, so it seemed like that was going to be it felt like it was going to be way over her head to try and like push her into it. That she probably could have done it, but we weren't trying to like push it. So give me the scoop on All Stars.
Yeah, so pretty much all stars is you're trying to pull together the best players from all the teams and form one team and you go play tournaments.
And we're talking rec league,
Rec.
little league.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I can't you have to like submit an application and then the coaches pick the players based on who submitted applications. McKenna did All Stars 2 years in a row. She didn't do it last year. Um, it's a huge commitment. You pretty much have to sign something saying you're not going to go on vacation.
Mm,
Um, your child's going to be at all the practices from, you know, June through however long you make it.
yikes.
Um, and you practice every day for
Yikes.
2 hours a day.
And this
Um,
is summer then. So this is like summertime, June through July. As a teacher, that would be rough, man, because that's my time off.
yeah.
Like
So,
vacations happen during that time, right? So that's a big like lifestyle change if you're used to doing those summer
yeah.
vacations.
So we always go on a vacation and I was not willing to give it up. So I did tell them, like, listen,
Here's my contract.
we're going on vacation.
Yeah.
If that means she's disqualified from doing that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, but we're going to go on vacation.
Yeah.
So that was not a problem, but I think it's dependent upon the coaches.
I
Um,
could see that.
so she missed a week of practice.
Mhm.
She didn't miss any like of the game time. But it was like the first week of practice she missed, and we did that 2 years in a row because that's when we take options.
I mean, you know what though? Like, so again, 8, 9, 9, 10.
Yeah,
Like, you're, th- we are not making big bucks off of this team.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
fine.
professional. Like sometimes there needs to be a little bit of give and take. Like, if you've been playing fall ball
Yeah,
and then you played basketball in the winter and then you're playing spring ball and then you're going into all-stars, like, yeah, great experience, but man, if your kid is not 100% all in on playing sports
yeah,
24/7, you need to
it's
take
a
at
lot.
least a little break in there and just spend time
I
as a
mean,
family.
yeah, it was a lot for me,
Yeah.
and I'm not even the one doing it, but having to take her to practice
Mhm.
and sit at practice every day,
How long are
pretty
those
much no matter what.
practices?
2 hours.
Okay. So it's not like an all-day practice, but it's
No, not
your
all day, but
typical.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then typically you'll have like your first game or whatever the end of June, and then that's like area, and then if you make that, you go to districts, and then if you make that, you go to states, and then it like keeps going. So it depends on
Mhm.
how far you make it. You could be playing ball all summer.
Yeah.
Um, so I think the biggest issue is a lot of the kids that are playing rec, all they want to get into all stars, but then
Mhm.
all stars completely conflicts with travel. Like you're still playing all of these
Yeah.
tournaments. You're still like doing all these things. Um,
And then where is that priority? Because All-Stars is a pretty
is a big
exclusive
deal.
big deal, but this is the end of
Yeah.
the season for travel.
Mhm.
So, do you let down your travel team that you've been working on with all year and you let them down right at the very end?
Yeah.
Or do you say, "Oh, I can do All-Stars, but I can't really do All-Stars." And then they're like, "Well, maybe that's not for you."
Yeah,
That
I
is a
feel like
tough.
that is probably why most travel teams forbid rec is because of that all-star issue. Like we can't have
Yeah.
you half in and half out. Um,
Well, and how do you know if, like,
right.
you might make All-Star, but how do you know how far you're making it? How do you know how far you're going?
Exactly.
Like, our little league had a team basically making it pretty high up there. Like, they traveled where, to
Mhm.
Washington
Yeah,
to
they went to
play?
the Little League World Series.
Yeah, so they made it into the World Series and,
That
you
was in
know
August.
yeah, yeah, because we were watching it because we had just started the
Yeah.
travel team.
Yeah. That was in August.
So, that was, like, the start of the next season,
Yep.
Um, but then I noticed those girls, like, each year, because last year when they had opening ceremony, those girls basically weren't there because they were all on their travel team.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
like, then last year or this year even, it was, like, whatever all-star team and girls weren't there because 'cause they're with their travel team. So
Yeah.
it's like, you
I
can't
know.
you just can't do it all. You can't do it all, and you gotta
Yeah.
decide. What does your kid wanna do? Where's their heart at? What's
Mhm.
important to them? They're young, making them commit. I feel bad, like, when Delilah now has to make that choice between,
Yeah.
sports and gymnastics, and she's only 7 years old. So I'm like, I don't feel like I should be making you have to commit to something
Yeah.
that, because right now the crossroad is like, you're either doing this or you're not.
Yeah.
And that's a huge choice for a 7 year. I couldn't even make that choice at 25. So,
I know.
like,
I
at
know.
7, I want her to be able to experience all of it.
Yeah.
Like, if she wants to play a sport and she wants to do gymnastics, I really want her to be able to do both.
Yeah.
So, it's coming to a head
Yeah.
because tryouts are happening, whether
Yeah.
she liked it or not, because they happened during rehearsal, or practice or whatever. So,
Yeah.
she's conflicted right now. She doesn't know what she wants to do, and I don't blame her. I don't I don't expect her
It's
to actually
hard.
know it all.
Yeah.
I think that she should be able to experience all of it. So we're gonna have that conversation with her
Yeah.
and coaches and, you know, figure out what and what makes it really hard is when they're really good at anything that they put their mind
Yeah.
to. So if they truly do like 2 things and they practice both of those things really well,
Yeah.
it's not even like you can say, "Well, you're not really that
I
good at
know.
this other thing."
Yeah. I know. It is hard. It's
It's
hard.
like,
Even at McKenna and Harper's age, I find it very difficult
yeah,
to say no because I want them to try
mhm.
all the things and figure out what it is that they like.
And developmentally, that's appropriate for middle school age kids. They
Yeah.
are supposed to be discovering and trying all different things to see what
Yeah.
they like. So to totally lock them into one thing, you're gonna get them burning out by high school
Yeah.
easily. They'll be the ones that are like, "Nah, I'm over it now," because they tried it and now they're bored with it, versus if they tried a couple of different things,
Yeah.
maybe they're frustrated with it come high school, but they know, "Oh, you know what? I've tried this other stuff, but this is
Mhm.
where I really feel like I shine, or this is what brings me the happiness while I'm playing." So I can see you could probably get more longevity if you let them branch out a little bit more,
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
which kind of circles me back to the rec versus travel ball over time. Like if you're doing both, are you now overkill having
Yeah.
them do both and not having
Yeah.
them at least like
Have a break. They need they're
have
kids.
yeah, or
Like,
just something different. Like,
yeah.
McKenna's doing track and she does choir and Harper does band and does, so it's something totally different,
Yep.
but at the same time it's a team game or a
Yeah.
team adventure too. Like with choir and with band, you have to be a team player in order for that
Yeah.
music to actually sound like anything. So you can still bring some of that sportsmanship skills
Yeah.
into what they're
Yeah.
doing, but it's a whole different avenue of things to explore. So
Yeah.
it's not like they're stuck, "Oh, you are the softball player."
Yeah.
Like, maybe eventually they wanna be the softball player, but telling them at 11 that this is it, this is the
Yeah.
road you're going down, think setting yourself up.
I agree. Like, try all the things, figure it
Uh-huh.
out. I don't wanna, you know,
Yeah,
pigeonhole them
yeah.
and
Or
then
at the
them end up
very
hating
least,
it.
I don't want it to be my mom made me or
Yeah,
my
for
dad
sure.
made me, like I'll support them. If that's what they wanna play, great, I'll
Yeah.
support you. I will not I will not force anything that they don't really wanna do,
Yeah.
I'm a proponent of finish it out, whatever you committed to, just finish it out, and then the next year
Yeah, if you
we
don't wanna do
figure it
it,
out.
yeah,
Um,
agreed.
but, yeah, to tell an 11-year-old, again, 25 before I really figured out
Yeah. Yeah.
who I was, what I even wanted to be. Coincidentally, that's when your brain, your frontal lobe fully develops, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't
know. I
know.
still don't know what I wanna do, so
I know, I don't either.
I don't
I've
know.
changed within my educational career, I've changed my job title and
Yeah.
what I've been teaching and what I've been doing a couple of times over the past, like, 6 years. So, you know,
Yeah. I'm
you
still
can
figuring
always
it
you
out.
can always start something new and different. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what? C'est la vie.
Right? Ugh. So, now that we've talked about rec, travel,
Mhm.
and we've mentioned summer league, there were some kids that are attempting to do all 3.
That seems like a heavy
Seems
lift.
seems crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, even so we didn't do rec this year, and that was honestly great because it was a lot.
Mhm.
Like, it was a lot.
It is.
And McKenna then had the opportunity to try all these other things, so cheer
Mhm.
and track and whatever else. Um, but she is very excited for summer league.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think it's starting now when we're still
Mhm.
playing travel ball, but we have one more tournament,
Mhm.
and I think that's the weekend before the summer league games actually start. So,
Okay.
and the summer league games are during the week only. So there's nothing on the weekends,
That's
which
nice.
is nice. Um, so she's really looking forward to it. She had a lot of fun last year. Again, it was just not stressful for her at all. She
Mhm.
was just out there having fun.
Yeah.
She met lots of new people, made friends. So she had a really good experience there. So she's looking forward to that. And I think it's just like a fun, like she's still playing the game that
Yeah.
she loves, but it's not like
Super
she's just not
intense.
worried. Yeah. She's not
And
intense. And I mean,
I
she's always
think,
intense. That's her
oh yeah,
personality, but
she is.
um she's not stressed.
Yes. I was gonna segue there that uh it's not to say the stress isn't something that
Yeah,
they need to have. Like,
for sure.
I think for as much as like you like to relax and have fun, having those tournaments and having those like
Yeah.
big games, Harper looks forward to those too, like,
Same.
and she feels accomplished after them. And,
Yes.
even if they lose, it's still, they put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
So they get something out of it each time that they play it. But the rec, I can see the rec just being, you know what? I can still do it, but I don't have to be intense. But there are opportunities for me to go be intense
Oh,
when
yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
Like, I think if we cut out that from our girls, they personally would be like, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
I I don't think every kid is like that though, because
Yeah.
I wonder with Delilah, I'm very curious to see her journey, what she chooses, whether it's gymnastics or softball.
Yeah.
If it's she's doing it to win, like competitive
Mm.
stress, get it all in, or if she's purely doing it just to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's still up in the air. She seems very competitive to me, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
McKenna is very competitive, and sometimes at the tournament, I'm like, "Are you even having fun?" And she's like, "What are you talking?" "Yeah, I'm having
Yeah.
fun." And I'm like, "Okay," because, like, woo,
Yeah.
you are just but she's competitive. She wants to win. Like, she's one of the most competitive people I know. I don't I don't know. She's a mess.
Yeah. No, they all get intense though. When they get in their
Yeah, they
heads
do.
and they start up and they get going, and then you got to try and pull them out of their emotions.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's a good, like, balance. They have, you know, travel pretty much all year long where they're really just they're trying to win the tournament, like they're
Mhm.
really working hard. And then the summer league is it's extra reps. It's still playing the game, but it's just like not as intense. Did I lose you?
No. Did you freeze? Are you still there? No.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah. You like froze for a minute.
Yeah,
You
I just
still there?
switched. Yeah, I had to switch my internet. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's been a struggle.
Yeah. Us in technology today is just not it. Any
No,
day. How come every single
I
time,
don't know.
every single time we try to do this, it's like we need to set an hour just to like set up,
Yeah,
and then an hour to
and
record
then be ready
because
every
it's
time.
never, yeah. And it's
Every
both of
time.
us too. It's not
I
even
know.
like one of us.
Every time. I thought I was good. Then I click on the link and it's like, nope,
I know,
you gotta,
you probably were like, haha, it's her this time. She can't get her headphones going. And then you're like, no,
yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. How do I do this?
never mind. It's all of us.
Okay. God.
Just
I
take my
mean,
mom
maybe
bun and get out.
one day it'll get easier. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm being hopeful.
It'll no, I think what you meant to say is only one day it will be easy.
Yeah, that's actually it. Who knows when that one day will be, but
It was not today.
it wasn't. It was not. No.
It's not. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I guess we can call it quits for today. And
Okay.
maybe sometime before the end of the month we'll record
Yeah.
again. I don't even remember the last time we
Me
recorded.
either. It's been a hot minute.
Oh, it has been, but it's all
We've
right.
just done the short ones at the field.
We have, and you know what? We've been getting some good views. We need more
Yeah.
likes. We need the likes and the
Yeah.
follows so that we can get out there more.
Yeah.
Have have some comments, what we can chat about.
Yeah. Let us know.
'Cause, yeah, because we're just kind of, chatting about the things we know, but
Yeah. Winging it.
we are literally.
Oh man.
But it's all
All
good.
right.
It's been fun.
Well,
It's been real.
yeah. It's been fun. We'll have to think about what we'll talk about next.
Probably summer.
Yeah. It's
Ooh,
approaching.
may have to get into our vacation edition. We can showcase our
Oh,
vacations
yeah. Yep. We could
because
do that.
we only get one.
I know. That's it.
We gotta make the most of it.
Right? Okay.
All right. Between practices, it's
Yep.
been real.
Bye.